Hi, I'm Denise, and this is Kate, and we're from the Iowa Library for the Blind and Print Disabled. We have the privilege of bringing to you some great ideas that are accessible and hands-on activities that kind of tie into what we're working on for the summer reading program. Today, we have with the Rocky Mountain Escapes as behind us. So we're going to right into the activity. What you'll notice too, all the activities that we do provide have not only a texture feeling, but also a layering piece to it. So there's going to be a lot of layering, simple tools, not too much used for this, and it's all hands-on. Enjoy. Kate, go ahead and take it away.
Yes. All right. So this is our arts activity, and we're going to be making our very own tactile Rocky Mountain landscape here. So in the materials we're using today, we have a rectangular cardboard background, 4 popsicle sticks or craft sticks, 2 cotton balls, some blue paint, a glue stick, or you can use tape, whichever works best for you, and a utensil with which to spread the paint. So today I'm using a sponge brush, but you can use a paintbrush, a rolled up paper towel, your own fingers, which is a personal favorite of ours to really get the whole tactile experience. But you can kind of make this activity your own, whatever works best for you and your abilities, your preferences. But today we'll be using these materials. So what I'm going to start with doing is taking our craft sticks. They're going to make the outline of our mountains. And I'm going to put some glue on the back so they can stick to our cardboard background. You can kind of lay them down whichever way you want. If you want to lay them down up towards the bottom or towards the top, have a lot of ground, have a lot of sky, whatever you see fit for your artwork. As you can see, we're putting them in, I like to call them upside down carrot fashion, but they're supposed to be little points aiming to the sky like our big Rocky Mountains. And we'll do 2 different mountain peaks, both facing the same direction, just right next to each other. Depending on the size of cardboard you have, you can do more mountains or less, or you can make them wider, skinnier. Again, whatever works best for your setup.
And I know for our programming, we just had one mountain peak
Yes.
that we showed. Mm-hmm. And you can also, I'm just going to throw this in there, Kate.
Please.
You can also, on this cardboard piece, you can add an entire layer of just paint directly onto all of the surface, depending on what you want and what you like. It might create a more of a nice contrast too to your sticks, that feeling of the stick. But you can paint all of the background, then lay the sticks on top too. That's just a thought, just an idea.
Mm-hmm. That's the nice part about using paint for these kinds of art activities is that using your hands or just putting it onto the paper, it has a very specific kind of feel to it. And so it's a very accessible activity to enjoy the tactile senses as well as creating a nice visual piece of art, but you also really get to feel it as you're making it, which is super awesome.
Great suggestion, yes. Yeah.
So next I'm going to take my sponge brush and dip it in my paint and start painting in our sky. Yes, thank you for holding that tight. It can get a little bit slippery with the paint versus the our thin little cardboard here, but.
And that reminds me too, just another idea of how to keep your materials from floating on you, because they can float, is take like a mat, like a rubber mat or some liner you'd use for your cabinet and lay it underneath your activity board, and it should adhere a little bit more with that spongy. So this is kind of on a smooth tabletop, but it does work in a pinch.
Yes.
So you have me to hold this for you, Kate.
Yes, today. I'm just going to try not to paint your fingers. They're already blue, but they don't need to be more.
I like different shades of blue.
Yeah. So while the paint is still wet, it's kind of nice to have a little bit of excess in some areas because we're going to take our cotton balls and kind of pull them apart a little bit. You can keep them in one piece or make them multiple pieces. And they're going to be our clouds. So depending on the look of clouds that you like, if you want thin wispy ones or some puffier ones, You can kind of pull them apart, choose your own adventure. But you can stick them all over the board in our painted sky while the paint is still wet, and then they'll stick there on their own. It's a natural adhesive, which is super fun. But
And you could even do different grasses down here at the bottom with a totally different material.
absolutely.
Such as paper mache or different types of material with that.
Yeah. Or sometimes common leftover for families is that little green grass paper you put in Easter
Yes.
baskets. We have, at least in my
yes.
household, we have a lot of extras of that. So that could be a really fun way to repurpose that material. But yeah,
Something
lots of
lightweight that
options.
sticks and adheres. I really
Sure.
want to also suggest too is try to really add in at least 3 different types of 3 different types of textures into your art project. It really makes it a lot more exciting too. So you can add that in as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But thank you so much for joining us today. As you can see, you can be as creative or as imaginative as you want to be. It's all about you just having a good time. So thank you so much, and we look forward, and we will see you again soon. And don't forget, all of these are available on the iowalibrary.blog youth programs under the drop down. So please go and check it out. Bye.
Bye.